We also have asked for the staffers who are here. So for those of you who work for some of the Congress people or senators, this is the most important part for you to get an idea of what we want you to do as you are here today. The first ask is to hold a hearing on the UN mapping exercise report. I know there will be a hearing next week on Tuesday, I believe, and we would like to have one on the UN mapping report, looking at what can be done with this report. The second ask is to call on President Obama to instruct Ambassador Rice at the United Nations to basically make this UN report a priority and put it on the agenda of the Security Council. The third one is to investigate if the Lee Amendment had been violated with the U.S. support of the Rwanda military, as well as the Congolese military. The Lee Amendment is an amendment that was passed to make sure that the United States does not fund militaries that are committing human rights violations. The fourth one is to seize all military support to invading countries of the Congo. Why? Because of what we call the Obama Law, Public Law 19456. As Obama, as he was a senator, he drafted a bill which became law. And in section 105 of that law, it states that the Secretary of State, with enough evidence, has the power to withhold aid to any nation deemed to be destabilizing the Congo. This law hasn't been applied up till today, and that continues the cultural impunity, unfortunately. The fifth one is to support the establishment of the International Tribunal for Congo. This is an ask that many people around the world, especially Congolese, are calling for. And to share quickly what the 220 Congolese organizations have called for, I will start with the first one, is to establish more general policies of justice that will build on the creation of several mechanisms for judicial and non-judicial reforms. The second one that they called for on the ground was to establish accountability measures in public institutions that will result in the removal of the management of the people, such as Bosco Tangana, who is a rebel in the Congolese army right now. He was integrated about 2 years ago. And General Numbi, who was one of the Congolese generals, also needs to be removed from the Congolese army. The third ask they had was to institute appropriate mechanisms to ensure justice and shed light on crimes and massive violation of human rights denounced in the report, including the creation of a special court, the creation of a new Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the establishment of compensation programs for victims, the true and thorough reforms of the entire security sector. And the fourth aspect that I had was a regional reconciliation mechanism of the people of the Great Lakes. With the crimes that have taken place, he has distanced the people within the region that we hope that we can address it so that we don't, genocide doesn't occur in the region. So it will be very important to bring the regional people of the region together in a reconciliation process. And the last ask that they had on the ground was to support a regional accountability and reconciliation mechanism to address issues of impunity and lack of justice. Thank you.
Brilliant speakers, thank you for your presentations. We really want to leave enough time for questions, for reactions, for comments from particularly staffers who are interested. You actually took time to come. We want to give you the space to ask any questions or to raise any comments or concerns that you have. And then we recognize and we thank the media for being here. We know Voice of America, UN Information Center, and others of you are here. We're grateful for your presence, and so we would like to start with staffers first, and then go to media, and then others who may have questions. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, staffers, you have the floor. And we know some of you could be on this panel with all of your experience with Africa and with the Great Lakes. So just want to create a space in case there are any questions from staffers. And please, if you can identify yourself and your office.
Yes, I'm not the staff, I'm from outside.
Then would you mind holding just one moment, please? Thank you. We're going to first ask staffers, congressional staffers, so people who work for congressional offices. This briefing is really an opportunity for members and staffers to be able to engage with the UN mapping report, with the issues of the atrocities against the Congolese people, and to ask questions. So we wanted to make sure that the time was allotted for them first. No questions? Okay. Then we'll move to any media in the room that have any questions. I'm sorry, we don't have microphones in the room, but I'm sure people speak up and will be heard. Any questions from media? Okay. Then we move to your question, please.
It's not really a question.
And please, if you can just identify yourself.
Yes, my name is Kambale. I'm from DRC Embassy, and thanks for inviting us to be here. I have a comment, it's not really a question. I want to add some things. And I'm very happy today because most of the time I heard Congolese, they ask help. But sometimes we are not able to define which kind of help we want. And today I'm very happy. I just hear some help for the people there. But what I want to add is the Congolese government is doing very well at this moment. Even before, but the strategy maybe was not known, and we changed the strategy. How we changed the strategy? We have many officers who were involved in help. And right now, I'm talking, we have zero tolerance policy. And last week, we have some military who were being arrested, and now they are tribunal. And I think they will pay for the act they did. About the corruption, Nita talked about something about corruption. It's well known that the government is doing some things, and we have many people who are victims. The process is long, but the government is focused on there. Okay. About help from America, I walk the place where I see how Americans are involved to help Congolese people. Last month, we had the inauguration of the Joy of Seeds House, which was financed by American people. That house is a clinic to help Congolese people who are victims. We have American Bar Association. They established clinics in Goma and the Bukavu to help Congolese people. We have some Center of Strategic Studies. Last month, they went to Congo to train people about corruption, how to avoid corruption, and how, what's the consequence of that. So we don't really, Congolese, we need to encourage American people from the government and out of the government. But I'm telling you that they are doing the best they can. That is it, my comment.
We thank you for your comment. Clearly, it's nice to have an opportunity to have a representative from the embassy here. We do recognize that the government is trying, but we also recognize that as of December, as recent as December, 300 women in a mass rape documented case. So we still have a long ways to go. But I'm wondering if we can take maybe 2 comments and then we come back to the table. Please, our colleague from VOA.
Abdishakur Abud, Voice of America. The professor said, good question, why in Rwanda there is a tribunal for the atrocities and why not